She thought I'd never move on, until she saw who replaced her. I'll never forget the look on her face when she saw us together, that frozen half smile. The one people give when they're pretending they don't care but their soul just took a punch. I didn't plan for revenge, but life has a way of doing it for you when you stop chasing closure and start living again. Her name was Lauren. We dated for 3 years, college sweethearts. Everyone thought we'd end up married. I used to plan my entire future around her. She was the type who'd say, "I just need space," but post pictures with another guy 2 days later. I was dumb enough to wait for her text that never came, and when it finally did, it started with, "Hey, can we still be friends?" That was the night I realized love shouldn't feel like begging. I went through the classic post-breakup mess. Overthinking, replaying every conversation, stalking her socials like it was a job. It was pathetic, but something shifted when I ran into an old friend, Lena. She was the complete opposite of Lauren. Grounded, calm, the kind of woman who doesn't need attention to feel valuable. We started hanging out casually, coffee, late-night talks, long drives for the first time. Silence didn't feel heavy, it felt peaceful. A few months later, I stopped checking Lauren's profile. I didn't even realize when I stopped. That's when you know you're healing. When forgetting becomes effortless. Then one evening, at a mutual friend's birthday, fate decided to throw us all in the same room. I walked in with Lena, holding her hand, laughing at some dumb joke. Lauren was already there, surrounded by the usual crowd, performing her confidence like always. The moment her eyes met mine, her smile twitched. She scanned Lena from head to toe. The kind of look that tries to find flaws but can't. Lena, being her calm self, smiled and said, "Hi, I've heard a lot about you." Lauren's reply? "Oh really? Good things." I hope you could almost taste the tension in the air. The funny part? I didn't feel the need to prove anything. No fake affection, no awkward small talk, just peace. I wasn't trying to make her jealous. I genuinely didn't care anymore, but life has a poetic sense of humor, because the universe decided to twist the knife a little deeper. Halfway through the evening, someone turned on the projector for a slideshow of old college memories, and there it was. A photo of Lauren and me at our graduation, arms around each other, looking stupidly in love. The room went quiet for a moment, then Lena leaned over, looked at the screen, and whispered, "You used to have bad hair." I burst out laughing. The whole room did. Even Lauren tried to laugh, but her eyes said otherwise. That night, Lauren texted me for the first time in almost a year, just one line. "Wow, you really moved on." I stared at it for a while, smiled, and replied, "Yeah, I finally learned what love is supposed to feel like." She didn't answer. She didn't have to. It's strange. I used to think closure came from a long conversation or some dramatic apology. Turns out, it comes quietly, in moments where you realize you no longer want what once hurt you, and when you've truly healed, the past loses its power. The twist? Lena wasn't just my new girlfriend. A year later, she became my wife. Lauren found out through mutual friends. They say she went silent for a minute before saying, "Wow, he really did move on." I guess she finally understood the lesson I had to learn the hard way. Sometimes, losing you is the best thing that can happen to someone. So yeah, she thought I'd never move on, but the truth is, I didn't move on to replace her. I moved on to find myself, and that's what led me to someone who never made me question my worth. Have you ever had someone underestimate your ability to move on, only to surprise them later? Tell me your story in the comments.